Sometimes in life you're just always constantly learning things. You're experiencing things and trying to understand why things happen. And that's kind of where I'm at with yesterday. We learned some things. We learned we're not there yet. We still got some time to develop some players. We've still got to sign some. We still got to get better. And I think that's what our goal is this transfer window, is just to continue to get better and bring in some players and hope for the best. In case you weren't there, we lost the playoffs. We're not getting promoted. I'm fine with that. I've come to terms with that. It's just frustrating to lose. Let's put together a better team and let's see what we can do next season. Welcome back. Episode 53, Taskmaster FC. We are going to do our season in review today and review what was, in all honesty, a very successful season. I did not expect to get where we were, and like I said, it was quite an eventful season to be able to make the playoffs, considering where we started and where we ended up. We just had a really nice rush towards the end of the season. Unfortunately, couldn't pull out a victory against Luton Town. Had some bad luck in those two games. They did end up actually getting promoted, so kudos to them getting back to the Premier League, and who knows, maybe we'll see them in the near future. But let's take a look at our season in review here. Some new arrivals here. Our best transfer here, they are content with the deal to sign Johnny Vegas. You know what? I was pretty content with that as well. I didn't have a whole lot of things I was super thrilled about. Looks like our signing of the season, though, Asim Chowdhury, 20 assists, 10 goals, 39 appearances as a starter, 3 as a substitute. Fantastic. May Martin coming on strong towards the end. Bob Mortimer, again, also very good signing. Aaron Chen, good as well. Catherine Ryan, we brought in some players that really contributed at this level, and I think that was what my biggest fear was. We were just not bringing in players that were that good, but lo and behold, we did quite well, even though we had a rocky start to the season. If we look towards the end here, came on very, very strong the last 2 months or so, and really put forth our best effort. Unfortunately, against Luton Town, we just were not enough, and it is what it is. We finished 6th. We attempted to avoid relegation, yet board is still disappointed that we didn't win the championship playoffs. It is what it is. John Kern scored 20 goals. We had a perfect home attendance, which is something I'd like to bump up a little bit. I will probably ask for an increase in our number of seating capacity, if you will. Maybe get a new stadium. That'd be really nice because we're at a higher level now. We've proven that we can compete at this higher level. Can we get a new stadium, please? And thank you. Biggest win was against Mansfield Town. Biggest win in the league was a 5-2 victory over Portsmouth. And then goal of the season, 20 meters out, John Kearns against the West Bromwich Albion. I'm not going to look at that. Our finances, we are still a regional club. Interesting. Notable deal worth $212K. That's interesting because those numbers don't add up. 5 new deals, $175K per year, but our biggest deal was worth $212. Sure, that makes sense. We got sponsorship, broadcast revenue, corporate hospitality. All of that is up. Competition prize money is down. Not sure why it says NA, but we did all right. How we lined up, pretty straightforward. I think that this lineup is pretty similar to what you would see normally from us, minus, maybe a striker or two. Who knows, but pretty good there. So, no complaints. All right, accolades. I was the championship manager of the month for April. Awesome. Asim Chowdhury won just about everything except for goal of the season. Top goal scorer, John Kearns. And like I said, Asim Chowdhury, pretty much everything else. Most goals by a player in a match, 4 goals. John Kearns, player in a single match, again 4 goals here. Most assists by a player in a season, Asim Chowdhury with 20. League goals by a player, Ursula Carlson 74, and highest transfer fee paid, Alice Levine for $125K. Okay, that's money well spent. If I can get tenfold money on every investment I make, boy, I'd be a wealthy man. And there's our timeline, but who really cares? So, what am I looking for this season? Realistically, I'm just kind of looking for anybody that can make this team better. I think we might be looking at trying to get a new starting goalkeeper, somebody just a little bit more suited for the role here. Desiree Burke did a fantastic job, but I think we might be able to do better, so we'll look for somebody there. Really beef up this defense a little bit. Give ourselves some more options defensively. Again, we're going to probably have to replace May Martin, so we're probably looking at a striker here. So I've got a couple of things that we're looking for. And again, just continually find players to replace the ones that are either leaving or ones that just aren't good enough for us. I did go ahead and pretty much set every player whose contract expired. I mean, every single one of these that you see that ends on 2030, I've set for release, and that has opened up a little bit of financial budget here. We do not have a lot going into this season here. about £15,000 in wage budget. I can make a little bit of an adjustment to that. Move this down a little bit. So it gives us about £30,000 a week to spend. So we can bring in some high-quality players, provided that they're on free transfers. We don't have a huge amount of transfer budget. I don't know if there's anybody I really want to bring in that's going to cost me a lot of money. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see. That's the excitement of the transfer windows. I'm not really sure what to expect. Oh, you got some players that are scouted that we will be taking a look at here that are kind of in our range. Some players that are cheap as well. Ooh, there's a goalkeeper. You're listed 3.5 stars. My goodness. Are you all interested in training? Okay. You might have our first two signings right here. So you might have to give me a minute. Have you played any? No, you haven't played any. You probably haven't either. No. So these would be signings that would be, come on, 2.5. Okay. I need to really think about this. So give me some time. I'll come back. I'll kind of work you through. I always say I'm going to bring you back as I go, but the reality of the situation is that's probably, let's be honest, it's not going to happen. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to bring you back when I find some players that are worthwhile, aren't going to break the budget, and hopefully contribute to the squad. So I'll see you in just a little bit and bring you back with some exciting things if they happen. Yeah, let's do it. Remember that whole part where I'm going to bring you back really early and just kind of show you the progression of the transfers as they go through. Well, yeah, I mean, I say that every time. This is what, season 8 now, something along those lines. Not season 8, goodness, it's season 7. That sounds about right, season 7. I still haven't quite figured out exactly how to go through and do that yet. I've made some decent signings. I've made some not so good signings. I've made some okay signings. We're just going to have to break them down and just kind of see where they are individually. There were some wage contributions that went up as a result of me bringing in some players here, but you can see we have a fairly small squad. Again, kind of how I like it, but in the grand scheme of things, we did not make a ton of signings this summer, and you know, it is what it is. I did the best I could to try to bring in some players free transfers. I just couldn't find anybody that really fit into our club that really wanted to sign. We also had some financial restrictions as well. Our wage budget only increased by about $13,000, and that's just based off the fact that I sold a couple of players and moved the entire transfer budget over to wage budget. But as I go back and take a look at the transfers themselves, you can see Nish Kumar left to Queen's Park on a free transfer. Would have liked to have gotten something for him, but unfortunately just was not a consistent performer. I mean, don't get me wrong, has been with us for a very, very long time and played many, many games for us. Gave us some decent ratings. So the just problem was that when Nish Kumar was bad, Nish Kumar was bad. And so I thought it was quite important to let him move on. He's on to Queen's Park now, actually playing in the championship in Scotland. So kudos to Nish Kumar for that move. We moved on an amateur, under 18 player who doesn't have a name in the game to AFC Stoneham for a little bit of a fee here. We did move on 2 of our players that were on really, really high wages. I wanted to just get them out of the team and get them somewhere else. So Luke McGregor, for £100,000, went to some team in Nigeria, the Lobi Stars. Didn't get quite as much as probably he was worth, but again, get him off the wage budget. And then same for Hugh Dennis here, off the wage budget. Contracted to a team, I believe, in Spain in the 2nd division. So, nothing really doing there. Just get some money into the club, get some money out of that wage budget, and just try to get as many players in as we can. And who do we bring in? Well, we brought in Guz Khan. Guz Khan, central midfielder here, can play defensive midfielder, but we're not playing that type of formation. 3.5 star, current ability. Seems pretty good all around. A little bit on the short side, but overall has lots of really good technical, mental, and physical attributes. Probably will slot right into the first team or maybe in the rotation with people like Joanne McNally and Bob Mortimer. We brought in Ardal O'Hanlon for a right back, kind of as a miniature replacement, if you wish, for Nish Kumar. We know that he plays on the left-hand side, but any additional outside backs that we can get that are of decent caliber are going to be very good for us. Brought him in, I believe, on a free transfer as well from Salford City. Quite surprising that a League One team gave him up because he is worth quite a bit of money, 7.4 to 8 million pounds here for the 26-year-old. Again, quite good here in terms of technicals, not super tall, but will be a nice addition to our outside backs. Haley Sproul is our new striker here. Very, very good finishing. I just think we need to be able to get the ball up top to Haley Sproul. 1 cap for Northern Ireland, 1 goal. Only 2.5-star potential, but I really think we can crank, or sorry, 2.5-star current ability, but I think we can really crank that up if we get Haley Sproul into the first team and really start just getting some results there. Be an excellent poacher, advance forward. I don't expect a whole lot from Haley Sproul other than just getting the ball into the back of the net. No fancy dribbling, nothing like that. Just get the ball under her foot, get the ball into the head, and get the ball in the back of the net. So that being said, we also brought in Lou Saunders, who is an attacking left midfielder. Again, probably just a squad player at this point in time. 2.5-star current ability. Decent player. Again, 66 caps already for Iraq, so lots and lots of international experience there, and hopefully a decent addition on the left-hand side. We needed a backup keeper. May end up becoming a first keeper, not quite sure here, but on loan from St. Johnstone's is Dar O'Brien, and Dar O'Brien will be playing as our backup keeper. So we've only brought in 5 players here, not a whole lot of transfer moving forward. Didn't really bring in a lot of superstar players. Last season, a lot of our players just developed into superstars, and I'm kind of hoping for that this season. If we do look at the prediction here, we're 150 to 1. Now that's a big improvement from last year. We started at 450, and that is not including the fact that we had to drop out Mae Martin. So the hope is that we just continue to grow. We continue to push forward. Lots of really good players there in the Dream 11. Ours are pretty close to the bottom, but that's just the nature of what we're doing here. Sadly, Asim Chowdhury, I may not be able to hold on to him any longer. Wanted for a transfer. 7.5K is the most I can afford. Again, if we go back and look at our finances, we are about tapped out in terms of finances. A lot of these players want 10, 15,000 pounds a week, and we just cannot afford it at this point in time. So, unfortunately, we're either going to start losing some of our really good players. Could potentially bring in some better ones behind them, or ones that are as good behind them, but it's going to be tough because getting players and calibers like that to move to our club, A, has been a big challenge, and B, is going to be very difficult to find, especially this late in the transfer window. So I've only got 6 days left until the first game where we will be playing back Blackburn Rovers. I will not show that in this video. I'll show it in the next one. But if there are any other loan opportunities that come about, I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to kind of go and do a little bit of loan hunting. We don't have a lot of money to bring in anybody else in terms of a long-term contract, but possibly some loans in that might help shore up our squad, or maybe even provide some additional rotation to our first team. So we'll just wait and see, but I'll bring you back for those here in just a minute. I mean, yeah, not much left in the transfer market other than maybe just a couple of the loans. I only brought one more in. Thought we could use another center back, so I brought in Nina Oyama from Leeds United, paying £3.3 per week. 3-star current ability, 6'1", center back. I mean, can play the left back position as well, so I like the versatility there. Should be a very important person in our lineup. Speaking of which, we kind of have that here, and I think this is kind of the starting lineup I'm going to go with. Asim Chowdhury, a little bit of an injury, a little bit of a knock for the first game. I'm actually going to bring this to you. I think I'm going to bring you the first game today because I just kind of want to get the season underway. I want to see where we're at and what we can do. We are away at Bristol Rovers. They are predicted to be a little bit better than us. They were actually recently promoted from League One, so this will be a pretty good test to see if we can kind of keep up the pace that we did last year. As you can see, we do have quite a few changes that are in the lineup, but you see a lot of familiar faces as well. So Birch in goal. Defensively, Babatunde Aleshe, Sue Perkins, Nina Oyama, and Arlo Hanlon will be our defensive 4. Because kind of Bob Mortimer, our central midfielders. Keep an eye on Bob Mortimer. I do not think he'll be here much longer because he wants a new contract and I can't afford it. Lou Saunders and Aaron Chen are going to be our wingers, and then John Kearns and Emma City up top. I don't think I can use all these subs. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of see here. What are they going to let us do? 1 substitute. Oh, so I can do 9 subs now? Has that always been a thing? 9 subs? Okay. Who's not playing? Ursula Carlson's probably not going to play. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. We're going to jump into our first game here in just a minute. Well, sorry if there seems like there's a weird delay there. I had the hiccups, and there's nothing worse than involuntary diaphragm movements to prevent you from speaking, and that's where I was. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to submit the team here. Oh, 1 substitute outside the squad, Ursula Carlson. Sorry, you don't make the squad this time around. Sorry, I know you're a fan favorite. You are a club icon. You are a hero to the save. But I just don't have room for you in the club, at least at this point in time. Who knows what the season might hold. Yes, I want to win every match. I have faith in you. I have faith in you. And I have faith in you. Everybody believes in me except for the 2 new players that are on this team. Oh, and Guzcon. Let's rock and roll. Blackburn Rovers, freshly promoted from Sky Bet League One. Can we take control and dominate this team with us making it to the playoffs of the Sky Bet Championship last year? in the hope that we can continue our growth and move forward. Looks like we do have an immediate highlight, and hopefully we can make something of it. John Kearns now gets the ball to Bob Mortimer, who's the ball in. Gets it to Emma City off the post. Off the post. I wasn't sure if it was offside or not. Looks like it was not offside. Great opportunity for us so far. Just again, need to capitalize on those opportunities. We do not have Mae Martin to really take control of that offense like we did in the later half of the last season. So we are going to have to find somebody to step up to score us goals this season. Blackburn now in control. We get the interception here. Lou Saunders moves the ball up. Great move to outwit the defender here, but just immediately chucks the ball and moves the ball over. Turns the ball over, rather. Babatunde Alesha gets to Ardo Hanlon. Tries to get the ball over, but unfortunately just not enough on it, and it's immediately turned over to Blackburn Rovers, who managed to work the ball through the middle of the field very, very efficiently. Gets the ball into the box, wide open for somebody with a header. Unfortunately, could not connect. I guess fortunately for us. And that is a beautiful, beautiful setup. And a great goal for Blackburn. It's 1-0 to them. And you got to be a little frustrated in that. There's an opportunity there for Ardo O'Hanlon to make a great pass on the left-hand side and just could not make it take place. And Blackburn capitalizing their opportunities to get the ball into the middle here, just nice and easy, pulls a defender away. And Ross just very, very well-placed shot in the top right-hand corner, beating Desiree Birch, making it a very easy 1-0 lead so far. Despite not really being in control of much so far this game, Blackburn Rovers in the lead. We've got to do something here to try to get ourselves back into this game, but it appears that Blackburn Rovers are going to try to make it 2-0. Move the ball down the left-hand side, get the ball into the box. Nina Oyama, good interception there. Sue Perkins chucks the ball forward. There's plenty of players that are open. Unfortunately, nobody is finding any feet at this point in time. And just like that, it's 2-0. I can't tell if that was offside or not. It was clearly not, and we are already down 2-0. Very, very poor start so far from our team. I mean, 2 shots on goal, 2 goals in the back of the net. Again, makes you wonder, defensively, are we doing what we need to be doing as our goalkeeper? I mean, don't get me wrong, those are 2 great shots that deserve to be in the back of the net, but this is not the start that we need this season. We have got to get off to a better start here. Already down 2-0. Ball moving forward. Aaron Chen. Aaron Chen finds John Kearns, who scores, but it is going to be flagged down for offside. And you've got to do better. We've got to do better. Getting opportunities, but unfortunately, again, Lou Saunders just immediately turns the ball over. Maintaining possession is going to win us games. Turning the ball over is going to lose us games. And that is what I've seen so far from our team, is just we cannot retain possession. And we're playing a team that was promoted last season. This should not be this easy. It's 3-0. And it does not look like we are going to have a very good season. I hate to count our chickens before they hatch, but everything that we've done so far has been absolutely poor. Let's see if Lou Saunders can get something going. A very, very poor header into the box. Emma City gets on that. Very out of position. Sue Perkins to Alesha. Get the ball into the box here. Lou Saunders curls the ball in. Kearns fires it over the top of the net. Can't get opportunities on goal, you will not score. I mean, that's just common sense. We will play for set pieces here, but this has been an absolute travesty of a first half. And Blackburn again with the highlight. You know, at what point do you sit here and say, we've got to start thinking of something different here, because everything so far that's been in the box has just been absolutely crushed through the back of the net. Good save, rebound, scores. It's 4-0. It's 4-0, and defensively, absolutely nothing is happening so far, and we're going to make some mass changes here so far, because nobody seems to have any desire to play. This is not a way to start a season. And I know I didn't make a whole lot of wholesale changes, but there is absolutely no reason why we should be down 4-0 considering the way that we ended the season last year. Even the way we started was not this poor. Aaron Chen into the box to City. City back to Chen. I mean, that needs to be in the back of the net. That cannot be missed. Another opportunity here. Guz Khan in the box. Daniel over the top of the net. I mean, we've had opportunities to score. It's just that every time Blackburn get an opportunity, they put the ball in the back of the net. And every time we've tried to score, it's been missed. Clinical finishing is going to be what's going to win us this season, and we've not done any of that so far. Kearns, again, poor effort. Everything I've seen today has just been awful. And I'm going to let them know that. Yeah, be anxious. Be angry. Good. Desiree Birch is coming off. Aaron Chen's coming off. I mean, I don't know what else to do. This has just been an absolute disgusting performance. Good God, what a terrible, terrible game. I mean, they were up for the challenge today, and we aren't. We're not scoring 4 goals today, so we can just count this down for loss. I mean, we just kind of continuing the way we ended last season, just could not get anything accomplished offensively. And you just hope that that is not the way this season's going to go. We have the talent. I've seen it. Lou Saunders in the box. Goal there for John Kearns. Oh, yeah, Chesham are red hot. Come on now. I mean, a nice little consolation goal there. You're still way behind. Good ball by Saunders, though. Good job by Kearns getting to the box. Just an easy tap in. But more's got to happen in order for us to even look respectable in this game. What do you mean tight offside? A lot tighter than I thought it was, to be perfectly honest. It probably should have been called back, to be fair. It's 4-1. And we got to do more to get in this. I'll still berate the entire team. I mean, they should know that they have very much underperformed today. I mean, the fact that we're 23rd and not dead last is a shock to the system. I mean, get something here and make it at least look respectable. Aleshe to Mortimer. Mortimer makes a nice little turn there, but gets the ball back to the defense. Nina Oyama looking to move the ball up to Alice Levine. Nobody getting open. Ball movement is very poor, to say the least. Finally get it upfield to City. City to Chowdhury. Chowdhury to Mortimer. Moves the ball in. Is going to take a very, very poor effort shot. Do we even have work the ball into the box? Because, yeah, that's exactly what Bob Mortimer didn't do, was work the ball into the box. Joanne McNally will get up top. It's our last substitution for the game. And we'll wind this out in a very depressing performance. I really thought I had an opportunity here to really push forward and really make this team better, and it really looks like I haven't. But then again, maybe we just rode our luck last year. I mean, there's a lot to be said about what was accomplished last year, and maybe it was just a fluke. You know, second-year syndrome is a thing, and we've just got to make sure that we improve. I mean, it might be difficult to improve on last season, but we've got to do something to get better players in. That can be a bit of a challenge. Daniel now to Saunders. Saunders up to John Kearns. Moves around a defender. Really can't find much of anything. Alice Levine in a very awkward position. I'm not sure what Alice Levine is even doing there. As a right back on the left-hand side, pushing that far forward. Chowdhury to Bob Mortimer in the box. Gets taken down. No call, because it's late in the game, and we're not going to get anything from that. And Blackburn are now going to be on the counter-attack, and they're going to, well, at the very least, turn the ball over here. It looks like it was going to be picked off and move forward, but 10 minutes left of the game. We're still down 4-1, and we'd like to put this one behind us. I mean, you look at the XG, you look at the possession. It's just been a clinical finishing performance by Blackburn, and one that is not clinical for us, and that's going to burn you every time, no pun intended. It's a 4-1 loss today. And give Wrexham some credit. That's a hell of a game. I don't know if you saw in the top left-hand corner there, Wrexham versus Palace. It ends up being 6-5. That is a game I would like to see the highlights of. But, yeah, that was very poor. Very poor, to say the least. And I'll go back and think about what I've done, because I've clearly made some mistake in some way, shape, or form. Where's that 6-5 Palace game? Jeez. Rock bottom of the table. Great place to start the season. Exactly where I wanted to be. Where am I going to bring you back? Well, again, kind of in the same spot here. I'll probably bring you back middle of September, give ourselves a little bit of a footing, figure out exactly kind of what we're doing here, give ourselves hopefully a little bit of an opportunity to, I don't know, recap and recover from our last game. But hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more Taskmaster FC content. We're trying to get this team to the Premier League. Doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon based on the game I just saw. But again, hopefully you enjoyed that, and we will see you very, very soon. Thanks so much, and bye, everybody.